and today I'm going to be showing you a beginner's guide to the Canon Rebel T3i. This tutorial is showing all the basic buttons of the camera and a basic step-to-step guide on how to turn on the camera and start your creative gears. Let's get started! Alright, so let's talk about the buttons on the back of the camera, the one where the display is. In the top left-hand corner of the camera, you have your menu button. This is where you can see what frame rate your recording is, and you can also just see other menu options. You can manually clear the card from here as well. Then you have your info button. If you're shooting something and you're like, I wonder what my ISO is, you just press the info button and all these things come up on the little display to show you what you're shooting in. Right next to the lookup is a button with a little camera and a red button right above it. This is your record button. So once your camera's all focused, you just press this button to start recording. Now we have the display. The display on Canon T3i's is not a touchscreen display, but it's still pretty large and really easy to see what you're shooting. Right next to the display, you have a bunch of different buttons. Do you see that AV button with the plus and the minus? That's how you adjust your aperture. Under that, you'll see a button with a Q on it. This is for your color temperature. In the middle, there's a set. You remember how I was talking about color temperature and how you can change it? When you're changing that color temperature, to lock it in, you just press the set button. Under that, you'll see a trash can. If you film something and you decide, ooh, that was a really bad take, you can delete it from here. Then you have that play button right next to the trash can. This is basically, I want to see what footage we have. You press this button and you can use the left and right scroll to scroll between clips. Now we're going to talk about the buttons in the top right corner. The big one on the left is for zooming out, and the one on the right is for zooming in. If you want a perfect focus without touching your lens, you're going to want to press the right-hand button to zoom in to the person's eye, perfectly focus it, and then zoom out with the button on the left. Now we're going to talk about the buttons on the top of the camera. You'll see a large scroll wheel, and right next to that is an on-off switch. Switch your camera on to record. The scroll wheel has many different settings. If you're shooting video, you're going to want to scroll it all the way until the video recording sign is there. You'll also see an ISO button. Your ISO is to do with lighting as well. Try not to have your ISO over 1600. You'll see this other scroll wheel right above the ISO. This is for your shutter speed. Your shutter speed is measured in fractions of a second. Usually when you're a beginner shooter, you should probably be shooting in 1/50th of a second. That means the shutter of the camera inside the lens opens and closes in 1/50th of a second. Right above your scrolly wheel for your shutter speed, you'll see this big button. That's for if you're taking a picture. Just press the button and it captures the photo. Now we're going to talk about the buttons on the front of the camera. On the right-hand side, the EOS Rebel T3i label. That's just telling you the model of the camera and what version it is. Right under that, to the left a little, there's this button. This attaches and detaches a lens. Those are the basic buttons of your Canon Rebel T3i. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.